Oh, hey, it's Ryan Davis here, and popcorn in my teeth. And it's the Giant Bomb video game movie experiment. Now, this is something, this is the inaugural episode. This is something that I had kind of laid out middle of last year and was never able to get around to it. So now we're going to kick it off in proper fashion. Every week, I'm going to be watching a new movie based on a video game, not just movies that reference video games or have a lot of video games in them. So Tron's out, War Games out, The Wizard's out. Just stuff that is actually based on proper video game properties. Kicking things off, we are looking at the Scott Wolf, Mark Dacascos classic Double Dragon. Now, the tagline on the bottom of the DVD case is, "It's not just a game anymore," and brother, they couldn't be more right.
You said it.
Sidebar here, I fully expect to see some variation on this phrase on the cover of every single other DVD box that we do in this little experiment. Now, you know, the original Double Dragon arcade game didn't have a whole ton of story to it. It was pretty much, you put in a quarter, Marion gets punched in the stomach, they drag her off, you go out and you punch dudes and throw barrels at them. That's, you know, pretty straightforward. That gives you a lot of room for interpretation. Unfortunately, Double Dragon, the movie, decides to throw in a bunch of, like, faux Asian mystical nonsense about there's these medallions that are called the Double Dragons that Robert Patrick's evil character is trying to get, and he's going to use them to rule the world.
Find me the other half now.
That is not necessarily the movie's strongest suit, but what is amazing about Double Dragon, the movie, is the way that it has the sort of RoboCop 2 style near-future satire. Here's a scene, actually, that's from very early on in the movie that I think kind of gives you a sense of the film's tone pretty well. Let's take a look at this.
From the Hollywood Harbor to the Tijuana border, this is New Angeles' #1 nightly news with George Hamilton and Vanna White.
In our top story tonight, it's daylight savings time again. Now make sure you set your clocks 1 hour ahead tonight, or tomorrow evening you may accidentally find yourself out after curfew.
I always get them mixed up, whether to go forward or backward.
That's great, Vanna. Andy, how's it look out there?
Oh, boy, you two are crazy.
So yeah, it takes place in the far-flung future of 2007 in New Angeles, which, I mean, that's so great. And unfortunately, there's not enough of stuff like that in Double Dragon. You do get actually a few good kind of pieces of, you know, Double Dragon acknowledgement. That, you know, they definitely honor the source material in some bizarre ways. You can expect to see Lady with a Whip, which, hey, why not? They actually reference specifically the NES version of Double Dragon with kind of a Shadow Jimmy thing going on near the end, and so that's fun.
Hello, Dragonfly.
But really, it's Abobo that kind of brings it home for Double Dragon as far as references that tie in the film to the game. Let's check out Bo Abobo's introduction in the movie, which really cannot be beat.
Moby Dick over there is Bo Abobo, steroid freak. Says he can bench press 800 pounds.
So dude, Segalian karate. How awesome is that? Unfortunately, they also kind of use Abobo as comic relief, as you might expect from, you know, the big dumb guy with the mohawk. Here's a sequence where instead of using his windshield wipers, he and his cohort get into all sorts of hijinks when their windshield gets covered by a map.
Go! Go! I think they need a map. Yes! Butthead. We can't see. How are you gonna drive? No problem. Let's have some fun. Dude, you must suck at video games. Give me that. got it. Get him.
Oh, those knuckleheads. Why not you just stop or, reach out, grab the map. Instead, the joystick, now I have controls, woohoo! And that's not even that's just the beginning for Boa Bobo. He goes through a bit of a transformation later on, but I'll leave that for you to find for yourself. Unfortunately, most of these moments are in the very beginning of Double Dragon. It kind of drags once they get onto this whole quest of, we gotta get the Double Dragon medallions, and Robert Patrick's evil and he's got one and he's using it to turn into like the lost smoke monster or something, and Alyssa Milano's there and she looks like a low-rent pink, and she's the head of like the cleanest like street gang you've ever seen. It's like a youth group. They're gonna rap to you about God later on or something. But apparently they beat people up and they're evil, so look out for them. One of the things, though, that I did really enjoy about Double Dragon was the number of scream takes there were in it. Here's just a quick look at a few moments of people looking forward and screaming their dumb heads off. So if you haven't figured it out by now, Double Dragon the movie is pretty dumb. It doesn't really remind you too much of the source material. There is, of course, that one awesome moment, as you are expected to have, of the Double Dragon arcade machine in the background of a shot, which, in a way kind of breaks the whole reality of what's going on. But I think it's pretty indicative of how seriously Double Dragon the movie takes itself, which is not at all. If you're a fan of Double Dragon, I don't know if this is really worthwhile, but if you're a fan of awful movies, definitely check this out, because it's got that going on in spades.
Hey, why are you hitting yourself? Hey, don't hit yourself. Come on, quit it.
I'm Ryan Davis, and I'll see you next week at the movies. Save a seat. I'll buy the popcorn. All right.